Hi, challengers. Welcome to the official, I shouldn't say official, it's the official start of the Learning Without Worksheets challenge today. I've already seen so many posts go through, the photos and stuff go through that you guys are doing the day one of the challenge. And now I just want to walk through setting up the challenge, what I do, and some tips that setting up the activity, excuse me, not the challenge, and tips that I have for this activity today. And then just an official welcome to the challenge, because I am so excited to have you guys here and to learn every day this week that learning doesn't have to happen at a desk. We're going to do it in all sorts of places this week. Right now it's in my dining room floor. And as you've seen, if you were here earlier this week, in our daily challenge, or our 24-hour quick challenges that we did earlier this week, you'll see that we did an ABC maze and some other things that you can scroll through the feed and find to supplement this challenge with this week if you haven't done them yet. So let's get started with today. Today's challenge is block puzzles, and it's a really super simple, easy setup. You're going to need painter's tape again, and blocks of some sort. I've had lots of questions as to what kind of blocks are needed here. Anything really, and it doesn't even have to be blocks. I just like the shape, the consistency of blocks, I should say. And painter's tape, I'm going to use it on my wood floor. I am comfortable doing this. If you're not comfortable, try it in a little corner of your hardwood just to make sure it doesn't peel off any varnish. The only time I've ever had problem with it harming my hardwood is that if I put it on a place that's already low on varnish or low on the finish, that it will peel off more of the finish. But if you have a good finish, you shouldn't have problems. That said, try it, or do it on a vinyl, or you could do this on like a rug back there too. It doesn't have to be a wood floor. So I have wooden blocks today. You can do it with Legos, Duplos. I've seen somebody else already do it with their cars and trucks. Pretty much anything that you have that's somewhat small but not too small. Duplos will work great. The little Legos will work. Just keep that in mind when you're creating your shape that we're going to create with the painter's tape, because if you make it huge, just think of how many little Legos you're going to need in that to fill it up. So what we're doing is we're making a square or any shape. I usually just do squares just because it's it's just the simplest, it's the easiest for me to make. It's also the simplest for them to fill up. I've done triangles in the past and circles. It's much harder to get, like, if you do a triangle and you have triangle blocks, then you have to kind of think that through and make sure that those angles are the right angles. Because I've had troubles. Okay, so I'm going to try to make sure that you can see this. I think right there is good. I'm going to make a square on my floor, so you just kind of eyeball it as big as you want to make it. Can you guys see this, I hope? There we go. So it doesn't have to be exact. You can see my square isn't even an exact square. But, that's weird. Okay, sorry. So I just do this ahead of time. Sometimes I've let my 4-year-old be included in making the square itself, but this is the time that I usually call them over and tell them let's start building in our square. Let's try to fill it up. And the point of this is just to fill it up as best you can without any spaces, in any shape, form, whatever you want. However, my kids in the past have loved taking this into something else. Like, you start filling it up and it might end up being, oh, I want to build this into a house, and we're going to start stacking up multiple layers. I want to have you keep an open mind when it comes to doing these activities and let it go to where it is. You start the activity, kind of give them the point of it, but just let it keep going where it naturally goes to. Don't try to force anything. And some tips today, start simple. I would suggest starting with a square. Start kind of small, and so that way it's easily accomplished. So that way you have a big win. For your child, that's a huge confidence boost, and also for us as parents, hey, we actually did an activity successfully. So yeah, let's start small. Even this, you can make it even smaller. Like do like a foot by foot total square and start filling in from that. And then also sit alongside your child for this one, because this could take a long time, honestly. And your child might be done with it well before it gets filled up. So just sit alongside of it and just start setting blocks in here and there as they're doing it, and listen to them, have a conversation with them, and see where it takes you. And just, I guess what I mean by listen to them, I'm trying to think of where I was going to go with that. Listen to where they want you to put things. Like, let them be in charge. That was a parenting tool I actually heard not too long ago, is to let your child boss you around. And this is a great opportunity for that. Let them tell you where they want blocks to go, and you listen to them. It's a great role rehearsal. So, yep, this is about it. There's no right or wrong way to do this. And like I said, if it goes into a building, lately when we've been doing this, when we've done it, my kids like to make this into a garage or something like this. It ends up being just the framework of a building or a tower or something that my kids are making. So let it go to where it wants to go and be okay with it, okay? Any other questions, I guess? I'm excited to see, I'm so excited to see everything that's already been going through, but if you have any more questions, feel free to drop them in here and post your activities in the group as you do them. I'm excited to see how it goes. If I can finish. See ya.